Welcome to Monday.
Don't scare people.
All right. I won't. I love scaring people. It's one of my I don't do it anymore.
Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies podcast on life and recovery and
And a
so much more.
Bit more. I used to be a professional scarer. No, I wasn't professional. No one paid me to do it, but I haven't done that in a long while.
No one actually even wanted you to do it.
No, I know, but it makes, I don't know. I feel like there's an intensity to scaring people that we can laugh about. It's like a shared experience. I used to do it all the time, and then once in a while you would get me, and then you would giggle and laugh and be like, haha, it's so funny.
So if you bear with us for a moment, we're going to talk nonsense for a couple minutes, and then we're going to dig into a reading and do a recovery reading. We'll talk about it and give you something to meditate on for the rest of the day.
Yeah, we had a busy weekend. We started off the weekend with a Red Blacks game.
That got delayed by lightning.
Yeah. By like an hour.
Quite
and
the delay.
It was
and
a delayed game. And they lost.
Sadly.
Yeah. But
Sadly.
It was a good experience. Was it? You hate rain. But we were on the north side under the roof. Yeah. So I felt like we were okay.
That is the place to be.
That is the place to be. If you're going to the game and there might be rain, the best place to be is in the double alphabets.
Very few people who listen to this or watch this are actually in the city that we are in watching the football.
There's a lot of Americans and they have the NFL.
Yes, they do. Which is way better than the CFL.
Okay,
according to every male that lives in this house.
Oh wow! Don't throw me under the bus. All I would say on that is an adaptation to some of the NFL things would not crush the CFL. I don't think. Maybe the CFL has been around longer than the NFL.
Really, I didn't know that. By the way,
yeah.
Fun facts.
Yeah, my friend got honorated. No, what's that word?
Honored.
Honored on the field. And I was like, hey.
Commemorated. Yeah, except commemorated makes it sound like he's dead and he's not.
Mr. Jerry Organ, He was a punter, claimed to fame that he got many touchdowns in one game as a receiver back in those days. And I think it still applies today, but they actually had full-time jobs and played football as a full-time gig. There wasn't much paycheck. There's not much paycheck nowadays
in the CFL.
Barely. They can get by, but I would say a lot of them have little side hustle or whatever it is. But there's the struggle in that professional sport would be pay. It's very different caliber of pay from the NFL to the CFL. You can't. And
most
compare.
People are not playing in the NFL.
Yeah. The signing bonuses for most
you lost
pro sports.
My attention about 2 minutes ago. We went too deep into the football hole, so I'm just saying you should probably move it along.
And we had football, and then we had our booch and cheese little happy hour at the kombucha factory. And we had over 100 people. That was chaotic, but it went really well. We're trying to reach the city with kombucha now to reach kombucha drinkers in the city, and I think we did really well. And then Ashes to Rubies was at 7:30, our show, and then church in the morning.
If you follow our Ashes to Rubies YouTube channel, some of those stories and performances will go up on our YouTube channel.
And
is that a different YouTube channel than where this goes?
This YouTube channel is its own. So this is the Ashes to Rubies meditation. Stories of hope
and overcoming life's challenges. Those go up on
the Ashes to Rubies. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get this reading.
All right. Let's get oh my goodness. Guess what tomorrow is? August 1st. So today is July the 31st. Thought for today. This leaves only one day. This leaves one day. Today, any man or woman can fight the battles of just one day. It is only when you and I add the burden of those two awful entities, yesterday and tomorrow, that we break down. It is not the experience of today that drives men mad or women. It is the remorse or bitterness for something which happened yesterday, or the dread of what happens tomorrow, what tomorrow may bring. Let us therefore do our best to live but one day at a time. Am I living one day at a time? Are you living one day at a time? Meditation of the day. God, give the gift of a thankful heart. Give God the gift of a thankful heart. Try to see causes of thankfulness in your everyday life. When life seems hard and troubles crowd, then look for some reason to be thankful. There is nearly always something you can be thankful for. The offering of thanksgiving is indeed a sweet incense going up to God through a busy day. Seek diligently for something to be glad and thankful about. You will acquire in time the habit of being constantly grateful to God for all his blessings. Each new day, some new cause for joy and gratitude will spring to your mind, and you will thank God sincerely.
And that's actually science. I was listening to a neuroscience podcast, and they were talking about how people mistakenly think that they're just going to all of a sudden be happy or grateful or joyful. And it's actually not true. You have to cultivate gratitude, and you actually have to train yourself to be grateful and to have a more positive outlook on life.
And what our steps do to lead you into a relationship with God. And I think a lot of people have a relationship with God, but a proper relationship with God where you have the Spirit of God dwelling within you, then it's not this cultivating on your own, like working it out. It's like actually it's happening inside of you, like a well bubbling up. And it's like what we're seeing at the beginning is like we have resentment, which is the past. So yesterday, and fear, which is tomorrow. And so what we are being suggested to do is live today in the present. God is in the present with us today. And so I thought of like all of my troubles, and this is what we read in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. All of my troubles are of my own making.
And so if someone
sounds offensive,
doesn't have an understanding of God and doesn't have a relationship with God, what you're saying is that it's worth contemplating, it's worth exploring, it's worth looking into as a solution to my day-to-day problems. Because cultivating that relationship, like if and most people when we talk to them have a concept of spirituality or like a belief in something outside of themselves, and it's worth exploring. I think some of us, I didn't really pay attention to that idea in more depth until I did.
Yeah. And I think a key word is a proper relationship with God. I heard that last week. I was like, oh, because we have a God of our understanding that will solve all of our problems. It doesn't mean like we're not going to have troubles on the outside, but the troubles are in here. The troubles are of my own making, and I'm not dealing with life on God's terms. I think there's a principle that says live life on life terms. I actually want to live life on God's terms. And so this one day at a time concept actually comes out of the Bible, out of like, we have to take this day. There's going to be enough trouble in this day in the Gospel of Matthew, and give that to God and invite God into it. And it's like, I have to have a relationship with God on a daily basis. That's the invitation, one day at a time. It's not about being sober one day at a time. That's a horrible way to live your recovery. Maybe we start there. It's like, today I'm just going to earn my sobriety. I'm going to do what I did yesterday. I'm going to go to the meetings. I'm going to like reach out to my people. And it's like, I need to stay sober today. But the reality is, it's not my job to stay sober. That's God's job to remove and alleviate all of that stuff, which causes me to not be sober. So the one day at a time is just a relationship with God of depth and weight that's going to solve all of my problems. Your dog wants in. All right, let's do our prayer. I pray for a truly thankful heart. That's the antidote. The antidote throughout this day. This is my meditation. I pray that I truly have a thankful heart. I pray that I may constantly be reminded of causes for sincere gratitude. Amen. All right. We will see you tomorrow. Keep peace. Have good behavior. And tune in tomorrow.
Thanks for joining.